Today, I share with you proven techniques and steps to get rid of people-pleasing syndromes for good, and this will in turn catapult you to lead a life with a healthy mindset. Because the danger of being a people pleaser is insurmountable as it robs you of your own unique personality. Like I said in the part 1 of this video, people pleasing is not the main problem itself. It is merely a reflection of more deeper issues and may be as a result of past trauma, a low self-esteem, or fear of rejection. People pleasers always want everyone around them to be happy and they will do whatever is asked of them to do. They put everyone else before themselves. They yearn for outside validation. Dear friend, the hustle, pressure, and stress that comes with it is simply not worth it. If left unattended to, you will wake up and suddenly find yourself depressed because you are overloading yourself with self-inflicted expectations. Let's begin the ride to your freedom from this unhealthy behavior. So here are 10 steps you should follow to finally put this trait behind you. The number one step that shouldn't be ignored is to first admit and be in readiness to change. If you haven't admitted or told yourself the absolute truth that you allow others run your life, then you can't change it. There has to be that realization and then you commit to changing. The part 1 of this video helps you achieve self-realization. Number 2 is to see the cost of people pleasing. To stop being a people pleaser, one good trick is to consider what it is costing you. Ask yourself honestly about it. Is it paying off to try to be likable? So when next you are about to compromise just to please others, ask yourself, what will pleasing this person cost me? And more importantly, can I afford it? You will eventually find out that it is costing you your time, your sanity, and your peace. The third step is to observe and reevaluate, so as to get to know who you are, your values, and then understand the reasons behind being a people pleaser. You could start by defining your views and beliefs towards love, death, family, good, evil, people, career, God, nature, sex, and so on. Observe yourself in situations and see for yourself how your people-pleasing habits were not only a disservice to you, but also to many of your relationships. By understanding these views, you are basically forming a firm personality. The more you understand, the stronger your personality. Number 4 step is to create a mantra. What this simply involves is to have a list or set of sentences you repeat to yourself to encourage your journey to stop you from people pleasing. Leverage on the power of positive self-talk. Use it to remind yourself of your boundaries and priorities. For instance, you might say, I can do this, or I made the right decision for myself, or my values are more important than saying yes in every situation. Number 5 is to prioritize. Every day, either before you go to bed or the first thing in the morning, look at the things you plan to do and prioritize them based on your passion and goals. This will help you put the brakes on people pleasing. I am in no way telling you to be self-centered or completely shut out others. No. Helping others should certainly be a part of your activities, but just plan to do them once you have dedicated enough time and effort in things that are in line with your values and goals. This will help you eventually or evenly distribute your time, resources, and energy for yourself as well as others. Begin every day with a clean slate and end it with a checklist. One thing that will help you in your priorities is setting clear boundaries and following through with them. Each and every one of us has both physical and emotional limits. Ask yourself what you are willing to do and don't go beyond these limits. And then be very clear in communicating your boundaries in words and in actions. don't bottle things in. This is how Susan Newman, a New Jersey-based social psychologist, puts it. For a person who calls you at your busiest time of the day, you can say to them, "I can't be available for you at 2:30 because I am at the office. Let's set up a particular time to talk," she said. When setting up the time, offer one that works best for you. Setting physical boundaries might mean telling a person that they can't just show up when they want to or borrow your things without asking you, says Susan. Number 7. Every second of every day, you must realize you have a choice. Learn to say no. Saying no can be extremely uncomfortable and difficult for a people pleaser, but you have to stop short-circuiting yourself. If it's going to compromise with your values, say no. If it's going to eat up into your most important activities, then say no. Most people respect people who stand up for themselves, but do so in a polite manner. In fact, saying no is one of the most important skills you would need to learn in life. It's all about being honest. It just takes a little practice. Once a request is beyond your boundaries, say no and focus on your work. When you say a firm and polite no, the person requesting will find someone else or will do it themselves, and there is nothing wrong with that or to be worried about concerning that. 8. You have to start being decisive. Anyone who is a people pleaser would agree with the fact that they aren't decisive enough. Stop letting others control even an inch of your life. Be firm about any decision you make. Let people know you won't compromise on things you care about. Whenever someone asks you for a favor, you don't have to give an immediate answer. It's perfectly okay to say that you will need time to think about it. Taking this approach will give you the opportunity to consider if you can commit to helping them or you will pass on the offer. It's also important to ask the person for details about the commitment. Before giving an answer, you could take out time to ask yourself some questions like, what is this going to cost me? Or, do I have the time to do this? This will also help you consider if you're being manipulated or used. Number 9. Don't try to defend your decisions by giving a plethora of excuses. I know it can be really tempting to want to defend your decision to say no so that others can understand your reasonings. But this approach usually backfires, because as soon as you start trying to explain yourself, you give the other person room to come back at you. You give them room to say things like, "Can you adjust your own schedule?" Or, "That is not as important as what I'm asking you to do." The final step to overcoming the people-pleasing trait is starting small. Learning is a process, and so is reconfiguring your mind. So you may find yourself slipping back into pleasing people sometimes, but that shouldn't deter you. Make sure to keep taking those baby steps daily. Be patient and consistent through the process. Additionally, you could keep a success journal. Recognize when you have been successful and jot it down. Keep a journal of the times you handled the situation very well. That way, you can monitor your process. In conclusion, let this my final statement stick with you, and that is, you cannot be everything to everyone. If you found this video impactful, check out my other videos in the description. Also, kindly leave us a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell.